for music, right? All I hear is talking, I don't see the word. All I hear is talking, I don't see the word. All I hear is talking, I don't see the word. All I hear is talking, I don't see the word. Woo. Black as a motherfucker, let him know. Cops ain't frame niggas, fool. We paper chasing, if not we catching zoos. Day to day, we take it, let it go. Yeah, we let it go. Yeah, we let it go. Lift the block from his knees, take it and let it grow. Get the block where it needs, leave him watching like woo. You know I'm on the river with a painless. Cold stove stepping, watching my lean shit. Building weapons and gold, you know they aim is. Living lavish and small, don't know the English. Long as we keep working while the game comes. If not, break it open, take sight. One thing for certain, where the game done. Yeah, we taking over where the lanes run. Watch us break it open, make it free. Watch us take them true, watch us take the streets. Paper pie and all, yeah, we taking this. Fuck the police and law, watch we bring the heat. Ooh. Black as a motherfucker, let him know. Cops ain't frame, nigga, fool. We paper chasing, if not we catching zoos. Day to day, we take it, let it go. Yeah, we let it go. Yeah, we let it go. Lift the block from his knees, take it and let it grow. Get the block what it needs, leave him watching like woo. No matter where I go, I see the same shit. Cops kill another with the same clip. You know, I see his movies, watching spaceships. We wonder why we struggle just to make it. Preachers giving sermons, but we don't see the work. Another body down, they gon' need a hearse. Cops playing games, take his body search. Play into the grizz, everybody hurt. Watch us break it open, make it free. Watch us taking true, watch us take the streets. Paper pie and all, yeah, we taking this. Fuck the police and law, watch we bring the heat. Ooh. Black as a motherfucker, let him know. Cops ain't frame niggas, fool. We paper chasing, if not we catching zoos. Day to day, we take it, let it go. Yeah, we let it go. Yeah, we let it go. Lift the block from his knees, take it and let it grow. Get a block what it needs, leave him watching like woo. Yeah. Let it go.
Run that up, Rico.
Caution, wait. Please do not play with my mind. Hey, I do not play with my lines. Wait. I keep protection for mine. You will not touch what is mine. I do not play with my shine. Caution, wait. Please do not play with my mind. Hey, I do not play with my lines. Wait. I keep protection for mine. You will not touch what is mine. I do not play with my shine. Caution. Look at my face, pay me respect. Please do not play with my line. If you want taste, what you gon' get? Shit that gon' bury your mind. All that's at stake, where is my check? Need every nickel and dime. You play with my race, put you in check. But stopping the vision to climb. They mad that these niggas done woke up and now all our visions to go. Where is the bag to get us so caught up? Yeah, that is the mission and goal. Staying on cold. Some of y'all doing too much. Straight up be looking like hoes. Never gon' grow. Can't count on you and cuz. Most of y'all doing the most. Like this is a show. Doing it for entertainment. Or you're doing it for clown. Or you're doing it to sit at the table with crackers with words in your mouth. I don't play with enslavement. These are the days of the South. These days we relate differently. This is what black empowerment's about. Wait, I said there's no time for no friends. Either you with us against us, don't switch it, cause one of us die in the end. Hey, I'm keeping my eye on the lens. Watching the ops despising the picture cause they wanna see the one end. Hey, caution, wait. Please do not play with my mind. Hey, I do not play with my lines. Wait, I keep protection for mine. You will not touch what is mine. I do not play with my shine. Caution, wait. Please do not play with my mind. Hey, I do not play with my lines. Wait, I keep protection for mine. You will not touch what is mine. I do not play with my shine. Caution.
Hold on, wait. See a black man doing great with black-owned businesses, building in a different state. Why you snakes way late in the grass, plotting on what you can take? Black money in a black bank, mean black money is safe, protected, like it's heavily protected. If he ever feels threatened, then he go a lead and knock him off his check. Let's check this. For the record, he can never be weak. Disrespecting any checking your cheek. Rep your city, reppin' red, black, and green. Never fall, won't quit. There's no limit to what I do for mine. But you so they don't take them up with the anger and hate of all of my ancestors combined. You wanna get one time? I keep it fully loaded, extended in the fully auto effing to keep you from crossing that gun line. Hit you in violation. I ain't never shot a caveman. You be the first, I'ma give you this work. You get in the way of my occupation, yeah. Like I'm the boss and I don't like the way that you talking. This is my office, get permission before you walk in. The yellow tape across the door, miss
Caution, wait. Please do not play with my mind, hey. I do not play with my life, wait. I keep protection for mine. You will not touch what is mine. How can I play with my shine? Caution, wait. Please do not play with my mind, hey. I do not play with my life, wait. I keep protection for mine. You will not touch what is mine. I do not play with my shine. Caution.
Run that up, Rico.
I'm supposed to set this stream up early. I guess I'm gonna be doing these like once a week. Not long streams, but the focus of the stream is to give people direct access to anything they want to get from me in terms of information, questions to be answered, ideological views. I know sometimes it be a little messy on that panel. Oh, what up, y'all?
Studio.
Look like y'all good? You know we got the spot upstairs.
Y'all got a spot upstairs?
Well, we got a little mini studio in there, but we got the like a non-profit education program, STEM stuff. Y'all gotta come by and check it out.
Yeah, all right.
I got y'all. Come do some STEM stuff, and I got you. What you call it? So yeah, y'all. That's the goal of today. We're talking about homeschooling. Why homeschooling is important. Access to resources for homeschool parents, educational choice, curriculum design and development, resources, things that matter about community. I'm all with the conversations about nonsense, but to be honest, it's just conversations about nonsense. I'm 100% about work, action, all the time. Like I just be trying to be cool. You know what I mean, with the regular conversations, because that really ain't my focus at all. I didn't want to be known as somebody who's just like a regular conversation person. And I don't want to be seen like a hater, because I'm always shitting on people. I'm not because, going at people's conversations and not supporting the general conversation, because, I feel like we should be pursuing something that requires a little bit more higher levels of thought. And I am a clown, so I have no problem with joking. And I think that's how I make sense a lot of the conversations by joking, because it's like in elementary school and public school, when the kid doesn't get enough, when the material is not hard enough for them, they tune out. Oh, my bad, I got it on the screen still. But yeah, when the material not hard enough, students tend to tune out and just fade out of class and kind of just, pretty much tune out. So YouTube be having me in that kind of space with the conversations. I just kind of tune out. Like, look, if I can't joke or something like that, because the things that entertain me, educationally speaking, and the things that I'm prioritized around don't really afford me the ability to joke too much with people. Like, it's like either we're focused or we're not. Either we're trying to level up or we're not. Either we're about Black power or we're not. And with everything going on in the world, I ain't got the time for the nonsense. You know what I mean? I just be on some cool stuff, but I ain't got the time for the nonsense. And I think a lot of people do have time for nonsense. I ain't gonna lie. Like it seems like most people only got time for nonsense. You know what I mean? Like that's unfortunate for our community because we do need more of us to be concentrated on us. You know, it shouldn't just be, you know, a small assortment of men that are focused on the community or women. It should be a plethora of black folks that are out here putting in work. But it seems like majority folks just want to have conversations about their opinion, and opinions are meaningless. Honestly, means absolutely nothing to me. And that's with no disrespect to a lot of people. It's like, look, man, everybody got an opinion. What are we doing with it? What are you doing with your opinion? And is your opinion an argument that people can stand with and by? And are you just arguing with people that standing by for no reason? Like I don't, you know what I mean? Arguing with random niggas about random shit to get random points from random niggas I ain't never met. That shit, I'll just be real with you. I don't mean nothing to me. But if I can build with random people that I've never met about black empowerment, that's what I'm about. But I know that gets confusing to people at times. So I want to be very clear. Like I'm about networking and finding black people. That's about leveling up. And so I do need to treat my platform and focus on leveling up my platform. I just be busy, like creating a black program for black youth, creating an institute for black children is not easy. You know what I mean? Like it's not easy. Like I want to be very clear. And so the level of work and consistency and dedication that I have to exude, you know, with low finances is real. And that's not to say that to anybody's face. It's just the reality of like trying to add on businesses, you know, while at the same time expanding the current one I have, you know, and leveling up the current one we have. So that's my prioritization. That's my priorities. Leveling us up, creating opportunities for black people in real time. That shit don't sound good. You know what I mean? I don't know how to Umar Johnson it, pause. I don't like dudes be talking about everything but the work. And so that's what people want to hear. They want to hear about black women in relationships. They want to hear about who got the most money. Educational choice and curriculum development and design is like the last thing people want to talk about. Shit, I don't even say last. They don't want to talk about it. They don't. You know, program development, initiative development. It's like, if we're not discussing anything, what are we talking about? What are we actually talking about? And if we're not discussing real work, I'm lost. I'm lost. Arguing and debating with people that have no existence in the real world, that's not something I do. You know what I mean? I don't care how many viewers I got, how many views I get. It's about real work, real world stuff. You know what I mean? Like competing with the people that don't exist and it is not necessary. So forgive me if my attention at times is not directed or maintained as it should be. I'm clear on that. But I have one focus, and that's black empowerment. Straight like that. How can I empower my people? I've dedicated a large portion of everything I do to the youth, because the youth are the future, and that's not no cliche statement. That is as mathematical as you can get in terms of black power. And now, what does that mean when we say the youth are the future? Are we just teaching them to play drums, or we just doing certain things? Or are we actually creating spaces and opportunities for them and providing them with skills and information that can carry them on into the future? See, when I talk like this, which is pretty much all I really care to talk like and about, that's the focus. Now, what does that look like? We have millions of black children in public schools around the country. unfortunately not being provided an education that will be able to create a space for them to sustain themselves. They're not being introduced to paths that they should be focused on in college. So their pathway in college is minimal, and their entrepreneurial lineup is minimal because they don't have any skill sets. It's like, yeah, you want to be an entrepreneur. You don't know how to do anything, manufacture anything, design anything, like redesign anything. And these are real statements that we need to be able to push into our children, to our community. And that we have a, unfortunate a large population of adults who don't even understand anything that's being said, and they're focused on trying to be the focus. It's toxic as hell. So, how do we heal our babies in public schools around the country, in private programs? How do we get ourselves focused on that level? Now, I've tried to reach out, and I'm going to try again this year. I'm going to reach out to as many or Pan-African Black nationalist organizations to see how we can reach, how we connect. We have the science fair. I have STEM initiatives. I have resources, research opportunities. How can we connect with Black institutions? So I want to be very clear. I'm not by the computer. I'm running the store real quick, taking a quick break before. I got 5 minutes and a half, and then pretty much. But what opportunities are we creating for our future, and how are we organizing organizations to be able to work with each other? Right, that is a huge thing, and dealing with the egos in organizations is annoying. So I'm gonna let you know, right? I don't have no time to deal with your ego. If you have a Black organization and you're working with Black youth, let's just get straight to the conversation of what we're doing to help each other. If you're working with young adults, what are we offering? What are we connecting with, and how are we connecting? Now, if we're working with our elder community, what are we doing and how are we doing it? What are we offering? It's just that simple. All the extra fluffy conversation is really unnecessary. And I have no intentions of really having any fluffy conversation with fluffy people about fluff. It's getting us nowhere. And us Black folks have to get used to the fact that a lot of people just want to fluff the conversation through and fluff up their wings. What's the bird that puffs up his wings? It don't fly. It just puffs his wings up, and they got mad colors on it. And it's just like, look at my wings. I'm tough. Look at my wings. Fluff, fluff. Look at my wings. And if that's the direction we want to have, more power to you. We can't do no more fluff, performative. Yeah, peacock. We can't do no more performative stuff. Right. And so I try to be like, I want y'all to know, I be trying to be a normal person, because in my world, in my head, it's nothing but obsessive work on Black empowerment. All these rich Black folks that be talking all this rich Black shit, you motherfuckers are definitely in the conversation, because like, what are y'all doing to our bread? Find an organization to support and let's get it popping. But no, we're not on that way. So the educational forefront is getting challenged, or being challenged, because of the lack of resources or financial capital to acquire resources. Educational connections, you know what I'm saying? Like, the teachers are not connected to industry, the principals are not connected to industry, the guidance counselors are not connected to industry, so the students aren't connected to industry. So you have a waste of a place. And the kids are in this building for how many years, telling other kids to do the same thing shit. And I gotta say, and that use that word like that. I'm sorry. But unfortunately, there's a reality for public school children. And at the same time, it backpedals to homeschool students, because homeschool students are looking at public school students, and they're trying to make sense of their world by looking at what public school students do. So it's one big society. It's not like the public school kids or private school kids are gonna, be in a society separate from public school kids. No, we're all gonna be adults together. They're all gonna be in the same pool. And it's one Black community. I can't, we can't position ourselves as if our homeschool community or private community is better than your other community. We have to work together. I'm open to working together with Pan-Africans. And I might do that open call to Pan-Africans. Let's work. But a lot of people don't like my table talk conversation. If you don't got nothing to bring to the table, there's nothing to talk to you about. And that's just what it is. Most people don't have nothing to bring to the table. And so that's why most people are comfortable talking about nothing. Because once they start getting checked and like, yo, what you got? Why you even have a voice? You don't have the right to speak because you don't have nothing to bring to the table. That changes the whole. I swear, my sisters, if you start telling these niggas, forgive me, y'all. I'm not supposed to be cursing. If you start telling these people, brothers, I don't want to hear you unless you got something to build on the table with. Simple. What you bringing to the table? Nothing? All right, well, sit your ass. You ain't got nothing to say. You ain't got nothing to say. That's it. You ain't got nothing to bring to the table. You don't got nothing to say. And you should help the people that have something at the table, whatever that is. But you shouldn't be up there voicing your opinion, and your opinion ain't got you nothing to bring to the table in life. It is 2026. You should have something to bring. And if you got nothing, let that nothing be accountability. You take accountability for the fact that you're a grown man and you won't have nothing to bring to the table but your mouth. Pause. Your voice, your opinion. Nobody cares about anybody's opinion. Nobody. I'm teaching the students right now how important the argument is and to respect the argument, especially from the listening component. What evidence do you have to substantiate that? That evidence word, that's table talk. You don't have a claim without evidence. There's nothing to rationalize. You don't have nothing to talk about if you ain't got nothing to substantiate your talking point as a male. Where's your work at? All this ideological, theoretical flip-flop, unnecessary. And in the educational arena, we've allowed it to go too far, way too far. And just discussions of ideological fluff is just a waste, complete waste. Complete waste. So I don't question or bother the in-between combos with the wasteful stuff. You know, if it's entertaining for fun, it'll be entertaining for fun and sport. Outside of that, I'll be the first one to tell you, this ain't taking us nowhere. And with all of the opportunities available to us as a community in 2026, we can't afford to be allowing ourselves to be mismanaging any resource. Any resource. We need our conservatives, our Democrats, our liberals, our black nationalists, our FBAs, Pan-Africans. We need our Israelites, 5% of the Wahabians, Moors, mathematicians, scientists. There's no part of the black community that we could afford to play, you know, different scripts. It's just that simple. There's no part of the community we could afford that. The church, I'm sorry, can't afford that. And if you don't know, do your research or ask somebody who does know. My Israelite schools, I think I might do that commercial on partnering. Like, you know, if you have a school, let's figure out a way to partner. Because I want to see the future. Like, I need the future. We need the future of black people to be something that we can actually count on. And if you can't count on it, then what are we talking about? I don't care if you're an Israelite, atheist, none of that means anything to me. Are you good? Is your family good? How are you handling your bills? How are we maintaining ourselves as a community? What are we doing to make sure our youth and our young adults and our mid adults, you know, our adults can sustain themselves? And not just sustain themselves, position themselves as individuals who can become pillars for the future. It's just that simple. What are we doing daily to empower ourselves? to take the steps that or to take what we want or see what we want and actualize it. Talking all this flip fluff stuff is like whatever. And I learned that through a lot through social media. Like I'm not one with the egotistical flip fluff anymore. Like I have no need to posture myself as the smartest black man in the room, the most militant black man in the room, the most anything. And I just care about my table talk. Like what I have on the table is what I have. If you have something that's near what I have on the table, let's work together. It's just that simple. It's just that simple. Let's work together. When dudes don't have nothing on the table, the only thing they have on the table is their words. And that's why they spend more time arguing, discussing nothing. Absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing. For hours upon hours. And that's across the century, the last, 50 years, 60 years of just fluff talk. Fluff talk from a person with locks. Fluff talk from a person that's dressed like a white person. Fluff talk from the rock. Fluff talk from it's just fluff talk. Any plans for the school in ATL? I would love to establish a location in ATL. I'm not gonna lie, I'm counting on like networking more with people. So I gotta step my platform up in different ways. And the people that I do have on the platform, shout out to them because I do try to have them be essential or key players or involved in the expanding of the location, my location. So definitely want to get to Atlanta. The challenge in Atlanta when I got there, the 3 times I went there over 3 months in this period of time, was the fact that I didn't know anybody from Atlanta, which was crazy to me. Like all the people I know in Atlanta are not from Atlanta, and they don't live in the circle. So if you don't live in the circle, I don't even count you no more. And you have to live in the circle, and you have to have grandparents in the city. I don't even want to talk to anybody. If your parents moved there and you grew up as a kid, I'll give you that. You was born there, but your parents moved there. I'll give you that. But yes, expansion, accreditation is my top priority right now. All fundraising going to towards accreditation. Accreditation. That is the top priority. Mike, right? Yeah. Yes, accreditation is the primary focus. Want to have that accomplished by this year, and that's going to be a major testimony to this Black empowerment and focus and dedication. And it's still the beginning. I know 8 years seems like a lot to some, but that is not even the infancy stage yet. We still have a long way to go. Long way to go. I need this to be solid. So when I die, I can just, imagine in my death that this is still running. So I want to know from Black liberators, Black people who have this philosophical alignment, what should we be doing? How should we be lining forward? How should we be pushing forward? What is the concentration? What do we want the future to know? Can't sit here and be mad at the level of ignorance our community has permeating throughout it, throughout it. And we're not sitting here and stating as as a group, what do we want the future to know? What do we want the future to care about? What do we do to make them care about that? How do we inspire them to actually see what we see as important? Or are we just stating and expecting them to grow up and be Black nationalists? Expect them to be Pan-African, expect them to understand why Black people are owed reparations. No, there's no way you're going to public school and you can articulate why Black people are owed reparations, or why Black people should be exclusively service, or why Black people need to have representation. These are things that you should be able to articulate. But if we're not actualizing plans or creating plans to actualize these goals, what are we saying? What are we saying? And y'all listening too, y'all can ask questions if y'all want. Just let me know any educational questions, anything about Black Power, Black liberation, any of those type of questions. That's the focus. Right? It ain't no debate for us. If you want to debate, I'll do that later on. But I'm not into debating right now at all, unless it's just random. We're in the middle of a conversation. We have to prove a point. But outside of that, yeah, yeah, it's cool. Shout out to my debate fans. Um, But in terms of like this particular conversation goal, it's to build a network with people who have like minds, focusing on those who don't have like minds, just for the purpose of debating with them. I ain't got the need for that. Clout chasing, I'm not a clout chaser. And I don't like the clout chasers to me have proven that this shit don't go far. Let your talent shine. Let your talent shine and put that in the front. Put your talent in the front and focus on that. So I ain't got no smoke for nobody. Unless I got smoke for you. You know why I smoke for. I ain't smoke for. I got smoke for the enemy and the system that has been holding black people back. The things that black people do that align with the system that holds us back. That should be that's my focus. Whatever your focus is, it's cool. And that's why I promote homeschooling, private education. We created an institute for these goals to deliver education that we want in our children in the future. We want to make sure our children understand our history. We want them to understand why we celebrate these certain people. We want them to tell our story, and we want our story to be told. And so that we have to set forth in what that means. It's very easy to fall into the rut of just nothingness. Very easy. No productivity, no movement, there's nothing. And for many people, nothingness looks good. There's absolutely no productivity. And unfortunately, that's what many of our schools look like. No productivity. Millions of dollars in funding. And we're not getting millions of dollars in predictive measure. Like we should be able to predict and have goals that we're pushing. For me, each iteration, meaning each year, we change and increase what we can do in the institute with a goal of becoming better. And it's not easy. When I look at other schools and I judge them like, yo, you have $1 million budget, you have a $10 million budget. How the hell are you not producing some of the top minds in the world? How? Some of these schools in the most poverty-stricken areas in New York, New Jersey, Baltimore, they got big budgets. Unfortunately, the bureaucratic nature of the school system does, cause just levels and stratospheres of nonsense, which of course impedes the educational servicing that children are expected, the community is expecting children to receive. Now, does that bureaucratic nonsense have anything to do with black people's goals? No. And we need to recognize that we have to separate it. Goals of black people and the public schools nonsense, political nonsense, all the bureaucratic nonsense that we find within these different areas, that does not have anything to do with the priorities that black people must have on ourselves. That has to be like embedded in our brains going forward. Like we have to be able to prioritize ourselves, articulate our goals in front of any audience, in any format, in any audience, we should be able to articulate our goals. And so the role of a black person that's considered themselves to be an educated leader, program developer, activist, is to be developing our future, empowering our now, adults included. This year coming up, I'm going to be expanding our focus on what we do with adults. I want to have a full spectrum of servicing where like we have the tools to empower our community and we're taking advantage of those tools. And that's what XyayX represents. What does that look like each year? It's supposed to look different. We're supposed to be figuring it out. Every person is an opportunity to do tremendous things. And we look at ourselves as that opportunity. And if each person looks at the tools that they have available to them as the means to acquire opportunity, it's not the past now. You have the internet. You have AI. These tools are available for you to develop yourself and create opportunity for you through research and through education. They're there to help develop your comprehension, not to create bias, not to create fear, not to create doubt, but to create empowerment. That's the goal of these things. But we allow ourselves to get confused and misled. What the results are just, of course, predictable. Nothing. And that's why I said earlier, nothing. Absolute focus is what's needed for our community. And I need it for myself. Before I say for the community, it's absolute focus I for myself and inspiring other people to be like, nah, just focus, bro. Non-stop. Dedicate everything you can. Put all your energy into your goals. Don't stop till you get to the next level. And then figure out what the next level looks like after that. The next level after that. It's just what it is. I've learned so much pursuing being an organization that provides an independent, education for Black people that is competitive to today's standard, predictable, measurable. I've learned so much in just holding myself to that standard. Like, this is not my opinion. This is about what society also understands to be great. When I push science, it's not because of saying like, yo, some white man. No, science is the mechanism behind all of what makes our society sustainable. The foundation that provides the understanding, the rationalization, the mental ability to do, to understand, to comprehend existence. And so for me personally, that was also motivated my own pursuits in science. When I was before I was an atheist, I was like, look, I want to understand the universe. God made the universe. I want to understand the universe. That's what literally pushed me to astronomy. I told Leon Johnson that when I signed up, I'm like, oh, God sent me here. I want to understand the universe. I said, I want to understand the universe. I can't do that with the Bible. There's no stars in the Bible. There's no galaxies in the Bible. There's no chemistry. There's no physics. So I had to learn that. There's no math. To just keep unlocking those doors. I personally kept unlocking those doors and just pursue and go. Each day is another opportunity. So being able to get to this point where we are now, we're about to realize accreditation, have multiple levels of which we're scrutinized publicly. So our standards are met and understood and received. Our diplomas and our certificates, like that is everything. Like right now, that is I don't know if y'all understand what that means. Like we literally have the least amount of donations. Like we do not get a lot of donations. We have received 0 grants. Donald Trump has changed the climate of servicing in America to where race is something you can't even state. My argument publicly is that race has to be stated for Black people because that has been the subject to which we have been suffering for so long in this country. So the only way to address it is to address the racial disparities found in our community now, especially in terms of education. So exclusive servicing for Black people is required. Dedicated exclusive servicing that is specifically catered to Black people. That's why the XyayX Institute is for Black people only. I have no problem with, as a nonprofit, creating programs that are open to the community, that anyone from the community can be a participant of. We have those. I don't have the resources for those. And so our new location, and as we expand, that's the goal, to be able to create programs that other people can be a participant in. But my priority is Black people. So if I'm creating a program, my priority is Black people. We need these programs for Black people. I'm not gonna, confuse anyone or convolute that. Now, somebody else who happens to be a participant, that's okay. But for the institute, we don't have the resources for that. And honestly, I would apply that to all the programs. This is me being as open as possible. And so to pursue something like this, we have to be very creative. It's not a linear approach to this. There's no one shoe size fits all. So I'm always open to people critiquing. And so this is why I'm always open to people critiquing the business and giving it to me for what I'm doing, and in a researched way. Because I want to be better. So if you're watching my tapes or the institute or programs and you're like, well, you do this, you do that, I'm always open to listening to that. Yo, Corey, good luck, Sam. Always open to hearing that. Because again, like I said, we want to be better and we want to be our best. So I don't know what I'm gonna be when I'm 18. I don't have a future. I don't have the opportunity. That's not the government's job. White folks is gonna do what white folks do. And if we don't understand that, that's because the previous generation allowed white folks to teach this generation about white folks. That's why they don't understand. The kumbaya reality is beautiful and it should be respected. But priorities are priorities, and our community has many. And to put those aside for the purposes of being a participant in a choir that's singing music that doesn't relate to our experience, to try to tune ourselves to keys that aren't on instruments that play within our spheres, is very, very much unnecessary. So again, prioritization is always going to be my, stance in any conversation when it comes to Black empowerment. So for anybody who doesn't understand that with the Institute, that is there, straightforward. That is my argument. Prioritization. What are we prioritizing? The shortfalls, the shortcomings in our community, such as reading standards, being the lowest group, the lowest population with reading standards, being the lowest group with math standards, being the lowest group with science understanding. Like, these are predictive areas where predictive measurements are easily made. Like, if you can't read at a certain grade and you don't know science at a certain grade, you're not going to be in a scientific field. If you're not in a field of science or STEM, you're more than likely not going to make this type of money. So now we're going to talk about service jobs, and the science world and STEM world is attacking service jobs with automation technology because the businesses don't want to spend the money on you. So again, if we can't stand in our argument publicly, financially, then we just doing fluff talk. Like all my money is invested for this conversation. So when I hear people talk about black that, I'm like, yo, bro, you ain't putting no money in the black owned. When I'm on the table in any conversation, that's what I represent. Like, look, my money's on the paper. My efforts on the table. I got actions. We got material that's built off the black owned. We may not have a lot, but we have something. We need more. But that's what parents represent when they enroll. That's what volunteers represent as they help carry out this mission. That's what the donations represent. And every pebble counts towards making this mountain. I'm not gonna stop until it's a mountain. I almost cut my bad. I was supposed to curse. Until it's a mountain form. We ain't talking about no little garbage mound. But looking at garbage as the mound in the analogy as a means of measuring our societal impact, right? The average human in the city puts out, I think, 100 pounds of garbage a week, 50 pounds of garbage a week. You say 200 pounds of garbage a month. That's your impact. Like the average person, so you should at least be countering your environmental imprint with some other measurable form of like action. If your entire social impact is just garbage, like garbage and talk, what are we showing the children? How are you helping the planet? How are you helping society and people? Like, what are your contributions? Now, as we have these conversations of what are your contributions, we have to impact that, or rather encase that into the conversation of equity, social justice. But that proud chip on your shoulder comes, I'm doing this also because of my people. Now, again, if they don't know the history of what happened to the people, they're just another person floating in society. And unfortunately, our black community has been just floating in society for the last 20, 30 years with zero purpose. Money, that would probably be the goal. It's not competition. It's not superiority. It's not some statement of like innate superiority. No, it's a statement that we are designing and acquiring superiority. Our goal is to be superior within these fields. And this is what we're doing to make sure that we reach and acquire a position of superiority compared to other populations. Straight like that. Like, no, we want to be the top in this class. We got philosophy down pat. We make the best Muslims. We make the best Christians. We make the probably best atheists. We got all of them other things down pat. We make the best Israelites. We do all that here. Let's start putting other industries in the conversation in terms of like, this is what we want to be superior in. Well, our plans is to take over this here and be the top of this. Anybody trying to get into this area, they got to compete with us at the top. just know when you get to the top, you're gonna be meeting with us. And again, resources. We have the internet, we have AI, we have networking platforms designed specifically to increase network reach. See Bobby in the chat. Don't know him, but he out in Chicago. I resonate with much of what he does and how he speaks. So it's just a matter of saying, how do we find more people that we resonate with? And how do we use these platforms to connect with people and empower both sides of the conflict both parties? It's just that simple. It's just that simple. Yo. Give me a second, I got you.
Because I locked them in the room, like back and then because tell me to stop. So apparently I me to stop.
It was a mistake. Sometimes that's what happens in life, man. You're gonna have moments where you're gonna have in life where you're gonna have people that you have to deal with after communication didn't go well.
I said that we're not friends.
Nah, all that you're not friends anymore. Stuff. That's what you do when you're like 7 years old. You don't do that. Don't do that at this age. You finish your project? Let's focus on that. That's more important. All right. Remember, you en route to being a superstar, Ken. So, empowerment.
Look for a social.
I don't know where it's at. There's one over there. I think I got one in the car. When they come back, I'll get it. You help them out get a laptop so I know. It's up. Help them out get a laptop one. So yes, sir. Y'all got it rewired? Nice. Plug it into the speakers if you want. I think plug it in the speakers if you want. And you got it on which that's
Yeah, I need to learn FL.
that's FL? What is that? David was asking for Serato the other day. Yeah. I thought that's what you gonna get. You gonna get it? I didn't get to go get that though. So let's see. So yeah. I don't believe.
I can't think of it.
All right. Where you headed? Huh? What? So, got some questions, y'all. Let me know. Projects. Looking for definitely volunteers to help with the science fair. May, June. Yep. How to get into homeschooling. Yeah. So yes, y'all. Ask Cardi if he got more of a car. So I'm just here for questions. We got lunch right now. Got like 20 more minutes for class start back up. What store you going to? I don't know. Oh my goodness. So yes, y'all, questions. Here live, Institute, Chris Evans Goody. Support the movement, ask questions, get involved. Real work requires real people in real time. Real work requires real people in real time, baby. You wiring both at the same time? What happened? Why you not wiring both at the same time? You want me to do the other one? That's a fact. We are fundraising right now, Chris. I'm also asking questions too. Definitely fundraising. I see Chris said in the chat, y'all. Yeah, that's why we ain't doing no fluff talk, no weird talk, straight business talk. Beautiful people. So yes, support the movement, ask questions, challenge what we got going on. Let's connect. In whatever order you want to choose. You want to connect, ask questions. What's up? What you working on? It ain't sound like you said anything. I'm about to put the link in the chat, Chris. So yes, questions. How do you enroll? Going to our website. Go onto the website. Connect. So you gotta do homeschooling parent in the state. The accreditation we going for is good in every state. That's the dope part. Oh, I ain't put all that thing first. I gotta be doing that. Every time I sell, we would donate straight to the GoFundMe or the Cash App. TikTok was goody. So yes, we do live here in XyayX. Live here in XyayX channel. Ask about the curriculum, programs, any questions about our program, any questions about how we go about doing what we do, instructional practices, ideological views, any questions about what we have serving. Hit us up. Ask questions right now. We should one other one. What's not good?
Ain't nothing over here, man.
I thought you was going to live.
Yeah, I'm going in.
He was going until he saw me coming. I was peace.
Why? Why you was speaking?
That was
Go on, bro.
Yeah, on camera eating chicken.
black people at his prices.
Black people like their, you said black people like their finest eating chicken. That's hilarious.
Look, you guys need to ask yourself.
We're located in Brooklyn.
Yeah.
The superstar Deshaun, mental health teacher. Wow. Even though that room is this is technically my favorite room too. Oh yeah, y'all right. So yes, y'all. All right, so Chris on. I ain't mad at you, Chris. Are we hiring? Shoot. Not right now. We want to volunteer. We're working on getting that budget. All right, so where's the accreditation? This is the accreditation package right here. Put together all of these documents, but we're working on becoming accredited. And the agency chose to go with right now, but the best is the Middle States Association. Middle States Association. And balance is right here. Middle States Association. One-time accreditation fee of $1,200. Annual dues $825 for 100 to 250 students. Would be more. Of course, when we increase more students. If we have 250 to 499 students, 500 students, annual cost is $1,000. Deposit $100. Yes, annual cost. You know, they get you. This is good for 5 years. Benefits, college recognition, transcript credibility, East Coast familiarity, Middle States and West Coast familiarity. And it's for innovative schools like ours, which are hybrid programs. Take about 6 months, 4 to 6 months to get accredited. Valid for 5 to 7 years. Cost approximately $2,000 right now. That's what we're raising funds. What funds that anybody donates is going to go towards right there. Accreditation. And of course, materials. We got math projects we're working on right now. Anybody want to be part of our research and development team? And that's just dope. We got a couple of things we're working on. Smart cane, rovers for certain types of AI research, environmental research. And there's plenty of other areas that we can step into. So that is that's what we offer right there. There's other areas specifically within the field like physical computing, and mechatronics, but that's just, you know, the applied application. Any dance classes, we do not have a dance class. Um, the girls would definitely love to have a dance class. Yeah, I need to add stuff like, what is that them? Yo, y'all want a dance class? Oh, all right. Y'all want, yo, y'all want me to do the dance class? I learned the new dance move from TikTok. I think they're tired of hearing me do that TikTok, you know, joke right there. But yeah. So homeschoolers anywhere in the country, you can enroll into our program. In many parts of the country, it's considered a private program. In 2026, later this year, hopefully we meet the accreditation in time and the new changes in Ed Choice. Parents will be able to use their Ed Choice funding to pay the tuition. We work with parents' tuition, whatever the payment is regardless. It's for Black students, you know. That's must know that. Must know that, yeah. We have programs that are open to the community, and whenever we get funding, if somebody wants to fund us, then we can do all types of programs. Somebody asked, how do children get certified? So each state, the hell, how you gonna reject me posting the link? Yo. Oh, look, it said you got the laptop working? Cause you calling up for the nonsense. I can't co-sign that, B. Finish your food, relax, put your feet up on the chair. You know, I'm gonna play a game on the laptop. Relax for a couple minutes. I got you. What was I saying? Somebody asked if we have a dance class, and I said no. But then I know the girls would likely want to have a dance class. But I could do the running man. Yeah. You don't broke. You just don't have it on you right now. All right, I got you. Thoughts on Omar in school? He doesn't have one, and you know it's unfortunate. Staying on the Pan-African community. Back to your other ask, how do children get certified? Depending on the state you're in, as long as you properly submit your homeschooling documentation, the process we provide the education to your child. As a parent, you are the administrator for your child's education. The state recognizes that process, and that's the means that you would take for not to say certification for compulsory education and for meeting the standards of the state. So each state has their own layout for how it works. And California is one way, New York is another way. However, they all meet in the terms of what has to be serviced to the child in terms of like providing education and meeting that over time. But yeah, Umar, you know, whatever. So staying on the Black community in terms of education, it is what it is. You know, it is what it is. But you know, keep pushing forward. As I see the space here, my little office, you know. So again, the goal is right now, of course, we want to get a lot of money in donations. We would love to get some serious donation money. We can do some serious work here with some serious donations and affect change many lives. However, you know, we have to be realistic. So we just need to raise this like $2,500, $2,000 immediately so we can get accreditation, get some more resources for our science projects, meaning some of the things that we're focused on in terms of building and research, which I'm pretty sure most people have never seen being done in schools and around with Black kids. And so all of our students are being introduced to this. And as we develop each year with each iteration of the Institute, Let's get better and better and better. You know, yes, I would, big media outlets over time, and in time, over time and in time. That'll happen. But as we get there, we keep building, and the more we build at this stage, the less somebody else can say they did for us, and that's a powerful thing to be able to say. We do have a lot of stuff, and we just gonna get more, continue to get more. I mean, when we was looking at this spot and other spots, we was like, yo, how we gonna fill it up? How we gonna get the materials? Now the space is full. So now it's a matter of like, all right, we're gonna get something bigger. Oh man, I bet. We want to get something bigger. We're gonna be able to do more. Yeah, but you asking the questions, that's helping you keep the convo. Programs, our STEM curriculum is extremely robust. And that's, do I stretch? I need to stretch more. Yeah, definitely need to stretch more. But our STEM curriculum is extremely robust. Students are taught and exposed to mechanical engineering, structural engineering from extremely young. CAD, computer animated design, they must learn that, right? And the skill sets are up to par to today. Some things like print in place and tolerance and print necessities for 3D printing. Let's see what I do for work. I'm sitting in my place of business. Yeah, Chris, I'm on TikTok as well. Hey, I got like 5 more. Y'all have about 5 more minutes. You gonna start attacking them other projects for your portfolio?
Not yet.
You said not yet? Yes, sis, Angel, we definitely doing the fundraiser. We need to raise we want immediately for fundraising for accreditation and of course support of the location. But right now all funds are gonna go towards accreditation. Well, look at this project. This is like level 1 HVAC. Well, H is next level up HVAC. Let's see what it goes towards. Robots on robots. Math 3D printing machines. Gotta fix this one. And this one. But the rest of them is all running. We gotta find one that's taking my ticket for another computer. Yes, sis. I emailed you back. Definitely emailed you back, sis. I'm really hyped to be able to get that collaboration and partnership with your organization. That'd be super dope. Tomorrow, $10 on Cash App. So, structural projects, rigid body structures.
Ducks. Yes! I made it. Yippee! I'm doing the
Social justice
like if I get the slap hand.
Automated tower
Right hand?
bridge.
Yeah.
Hydraulics. Combines multiple sciences right there. Hey, cut this off. You ready? Open up, tell everybody open up their Tinkercad. And y'all open up, y'all get the glue guns. All right, y'all start cleaning up.
All right.
Organize the room. Unmute everybody, let them know we're gonna be working on the projects. So they're working on the engineering projects. Y'all in the building, same thing. So clean up the table, get the glue guns. If you're working on a coding project, let's get that knocked out. Clear up the area, Kamel, get an area so you can work on the. You didn't finish your bridge. You got to finish one of the truss bridges, bro. All right. So you got to get your measuring tools. Zion, did you finish the trusses? The truss bridge, the truss. All right. So you got to knock that out. We're on 3 hours time. So to knock that out in 2 hours. I put the siren out. We got to fix the power supplies. Oh, Angel, I appreciate you. Angel just donated, I think, like $200. W Angel, yeah, they just said W Angel. Get a W for Angel, yeah. W Angel. Yep. So I gotta add these on their phone. We gotta get like 10 of these. But, come out. Hey, y'all put the chairs down. Get the glue gun. I said, what did I just say? Turn that on. Yep. Come out here. Nyla, let everybody know, get the materials online. So you see the work, what it really looks like. This man right here is a legend. I got to be showing brother off like this. Shut up. Oh, no, I want to talk to y'all. Fuck out.
Assignment.
Shut up. Yes. All right. So, got a couple more minutes. It was cruise control today, all right? Don't be taking all their food. Nah, you're doing engineering projects. You have to pull up the portfolio. You have to remember, y'all knocked out the shapes, and now y'all believe y'all was doing your structures. If you didn't have your materials, you was knocking that out on Tinkercad. Yep, what he said. All right, yeah, let's clear this table off and move this over. Let's get ready to solder. Get yourself a little face mask. Now you share the screen. We're gonna be starting this next quarter. Yo, brother Elijah, I appreciate you donating $20.
Look, oh, this is not the one. I ain't got no. Right, don't give him that.
Everybody, so let's knock out something today. Come on, let's finish the food. And the mice love y'all. Oh my goodness.
Okay.
Look at look at the floor. So my back be hurting. All this sweets and I gotta do it. Not only am I the president, but I am also the custodian. Yes. We're on quarter 2. We're going into quarter three, but I want to make sure you have quarter two completed. I combined 1 and 2 on this one. So look at it. Yeah. Hold on, no, that got deleted by accident. That's not the right one. Let me see. With the mouse.
Where's the mouse? Oh, the mouse.
And now my mouse is acting up.
Last time I did it,
Where do you put the mouse?
it was right there.
The mouse is right there.
Oh no. Missing the whole section.
I don't know.
No, he's about to solder. Can y'all move your stuff from over there?
Yeah. No, I do not. But I need this item. I need this item. I need that item.
What happened to my document?
You've been saying that for years.
I know. No. Zion, who's it?
All right, give it to enter my bowling. I'll be back after class. Jeff probably started up after this. So that's the regular YouTube. Damn, where's my rest of my document? So we back, y'all.